Welcome to Winchester Beat, a local news roundup for Winchester, Mass. We aim to bring you the latest community news in a fast format to keep you informed without slowing you down.
Hello and welcome. I'm Tara Hughes.
And I'm Jennifer Hafley. Today we're talking about a fraud advisory, housing developments, volunteer opportunities, and upcoming events. But first, a few words about our host. Most of our listeners know that we record at WinCam. It is a wonderful community resource that covers government meetings, community events, and high school sports. WinCam gets most of its revenue from a fee on cable television, but as people shift from cable to streaming, that revenue is falling fast. WinCam may even have to move. State legislation is pending that would update the funding mechanism to include streaming services, which would help WinCam's own revenue streams. You can help by contacting your state legislators and asking them to support H91 in the House and S2556 in the Senate. You can also donate directly to WinCam at www.wincam.org.
Turning to local government, Winchester News reports that the Select Board is discussing whether to place another override proposal on the November ballot. Reports indicate they need to make that decision by August 5th.
And in an email this week, the town manager warned residents about fraudulent activity in town. An unknown organization is posing as the Town of Winchester Planning Commission, which does not exist. The fraudulent group is requesting electronic payment from people who hold or are applying for permits. It uses an email with Winchester in the address and the town seal and town hall address in the payment request. Winchester police have opened an investigation.
And in housing developments, drama around Converse Place continues. As a refresher, the Planning Board approved a special permit for 10 Converse in February. That permit provided for a 5-story building, no affordable housing units, and a $2 million payment in lieu of creating affordable housing. Then the lawsuits began.
In April, the Affordable Housing Trust and some members of the Housing Partnership Board sued the Planning Board and the developer over the special permit. However, Town Council has said that the housing groups do not have legal standing for those lawsuits.
Then, as we reported last week, a draft settlement involving multiple parties, but not the Planning Board, was presented as a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU. Under the MOU, the Affordable Housing Trust would spend nearly $1.7 million of the $2 million in lieu payment to secure 3 affordable housing units in the new building. This would require altering the building's interior, which requires Planning Board approval.
This week, Winchester News reports that the Planning Board has said it will not take any action to renegotiate the special permit terms to meet the MOU conditions until the lawsuit against it is withdrawn or dismissed. We understand that there are now some changes to the MOU and hope to have more information next week.
In other housing news, Winchester News reports that the project at 972 Main Street is on hold. The Planning Board approved a special permit for that project last year, but it now believes that last-minute design changes from the developer could be considered significant enough to reopen the special permit process. The developer is supposed to come back with the new design on June 9th.
As we frequently say, Winchester runs on volunteers, and there's no shortage of opportunities. The Finance Committee, known as FinCom, is seeking 5 new members for a term that expires in 2029. FinCom duties include reviewing the town manager's proposed budget, preparing a recommended budget for town meeting, and preparing recommendations on any town meeting articles involving the use of town funds. A major time commitment is required from mid-February through May each year. Anyone interested should send a letter of interest and resume or outline of qualifications to townclerk@winchester.us and pfrattaroli@winchester.us by midnight on Friday, June 5th. Before we go, we wanted to remind you of some upcoming events. The Memorial Day Parade and civic exercises are on Monday, May 25th. The parade starts on Laraway Road at 9:15 a.m. It is hosted by VFW Post 3719, and the marshal is Gregory Quill, a former Veteran Services officer.
Next week is Senior Week, so watch out for kids on bikes by the Rotary downtown.
The high school promenade is June 2nd. It starts at 5:45 p.m. at the high school.
And high school graduation is June 5th. Weather permitting, it will take place at Knowlton Field, with ceremonies starting at 6 p.m.
Then Town Day is on June 6th. You can get more information at www.townday.org.
Porch Fest is Saturday, June 13th, from 12 to 5 p.m., with a finale celebration at the Griffin Museum at 5:30 p.m. Register to perform or host by May 31st at www.porchfest.win.
A final note, Representative Michael Day was named the Massachusetts Academy of Trial Attorneys 2026 Legislator of the Year. Congratulations to Representative Day. He also represents much of Winchester, and you can contact him about supporting the legislation that would help WinCam.
And that's it for today's show. Thanks as always to WinCam for hosting us. For any questions or comments, you can reach us at winchesterbeat01890@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening. We hope you'll join us again for our next episode. Have a good week, and stay curious, Winchester.